So thank you for everybody who's joined us tonight. My name is Rayanne Buskey. I am the director of the McAndrews Fund here at Dickinson College. My role is how I support the athletic department is to partner with parents and alumni and just fans of Red Devil athletics who really want to make an impact with their philanthropy, whether that's with their time, talent, or treasure. I've been at Dickinson for about a year and have truly fallen in love with the Division III experience, and I get to call it a job to hang out with all of our wonderful coaches and work with all of our student athletes and really give them a world-class experience in accompaniment by their world-class education that they receive from Dickinson. So I am so excited to be launching this new kind of virtual meet and greet series with all of our coaches and with all of our teams that we're going to be holding throughout the year. So if you're a Red Devil super fan and you want to join more than just the field hockey session, there should be dates and times online for all of the other sports and when those are happening as well. So tonight, we're going to keep it light, keep it casual, keep it fun. I am eventually going to stop talking and get off my soapbox. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Hanks so she can kind of introduce herself, talk a little bit about her vision for the program, her outlook for the season, and then we get to hear from the people that we care most about, the girls that are on the field. Sorry, Coach. They get that one. So like I said, if there was a formal agenda, which there's not, it's really just an opportunity for all of us to kind of hang out, talk about Dickinson field hockey and where we're going to go this season. So with that in mind, I will turn it over to Coach. You have the floor. You want to talk about preseason? I know you guys just got done. The girls just started classes. I'll hand it over to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to, be a part of this so that we can really be able to showcase, the wonderful athletes that we have on this team. They are so dedicated, so diligent in so many areas of this campus, but to see them, thrive on a field hockey field, gives me, nothing but pride to see that. To be starting my second year is, nothing, short of excitement because we have, such a wonderful group of 23 athletes on this team that really they're all so valued in so many different ways. And we know that the 23 of them together will be doing something really special. I think that the transition, from last year to this year, I mean, I feel like it's been leaps and bounds difference of, what our preseason was last year. It was, last year being the first, preseason for myself and the coaching staff that we had, there was, the roller coaster of challenges that we faced. But what really, sticks out to me after this preseason was, the level of consistency that we had. We just finished up our individual meetings with all of our athletes after preseason, and to express the commitment that they showed over the 10 days or so that we had together really was so exciting. We had multiple practices within a day with classroom sessions and video sessions and team activities that really bonded us together. But I think it was the perfect mixture because it really it organically allowed them to create bonds and connections with each other, but then also to see them come together on the field and really create some really great offensive and defensive aspects to the game was awesome. We bring back a really wonderful group of returners. We have 16 of them coming back, so that it was wonderful to see in terms of their leadership and their development over the course of the last year, as well as bringing in 7 freshmen. I was doing a little bit crazy math there. So I mean, for us, it was wonderful to see such an excited and passionate group of first years coming in, because that really has been such a light that we've added into this wonderful group of people. They quickly, knew that we were getting down to business with, meetings on our second day and then starting with our physical assessment on the third. And really to say that I was nothing but short of, impressed by their work, I think that, really it would not be actually doing them justice by any means of the word. So really excited, because where they came in fitness wise, we were so excited and so, ramped up to see what we could be doing on the field of play itself. We were challenging with high level and competitive aspects to our practices. We were pushing the envelope in terms of formation change and offensive and defensive structures. We were, challenging from their hockey stance and hockey IQ. And really what was so wonderful to see was that they were meeting those challenges that we were putting in front of them. This group is really special. They are ready. They are prepared. We are so excited to be playing our first game at home on Friday against a talented team, a nationally ranked team, but we're bringing it to them, no doubt. They are a team that we respect, but we will absolutely be bringing it to them. And this team is ready for it. I think we come with a wonderful group of seniors that have amazing leadership and aspirations for this team, as well as some really veteran, level athletes that have had a substantial amount of game minutes under their belt. And so they are ready for the challenges put in front of them. So from my perspective, this team and this future of this team is all about the growth and the development of each individual player, in order for the common goal of our success to be, at the very, very top. During our preseason, we do kind of a quadrant of goals. There's personal goals, there's team goals, there's academic, and then there's long-term goals for us. And something really important and really valued is the aspect of that we aren't focusing on the individual starts or the individual, plays itself, but how is our individual goals going to make larger goals happen for us? So the offensive pushes that we have, the defensive stops, I'm really happy to have two, wonderful team members with us today, both from an offensive and defensive perspective. We're very excited to have them. And I think, to see and to notice those individual, characteristics of players, really then can be such a threat on the field. Chatting in our individual meetings, we talked about the depth that we have as a team this year. It is so valuable to have, if one player needs a little bit, if their gas tank is going down in terms of their energy, or they need that sub. What's wonderful about the sport of field hockey is there is an opportunity to refresh yourself and get back out there. And I think that with our competitiveness of practice, I think that really translates well to the game of play itself. So I think for us, we play a very competitive non-conference and conference schedule in that way. Just taking a look, they just released our National Coaches Association coaches poll, and amongst our entire schedule, we have 7 ranked opponents already that we have on our schedule. That's both in and out of conference. And so for us, we don't have to look very far than in our own backyard for some really competitive games. And a big thing for us over the last year was to recognize those games that maybe we came up short in the last year, and by flipping one goal in our favor, that is the difference between a playoff opportunity for us in the coming year. And so it's taking one game at a time, one practice at a time, and really understanding that it's the daily grind that we put in, and the 1% better every single day, so that we can really think about the future of this program, both in the short and long term. So we're talking season specifically, but then also multiple seasons. Their focus and their determination now is going to be a really big driver for this program in the future. I'm really excited to have someone like Ella, who's going to speak in a moment, but she's a senior. She is put her absolute heart into this team, and we're so excited to be coming together for her senior year to really be showcasing so much. While Nat is a sophomore and we have so much to think about for the future, it's about where your feet are right now, and this team, this 23 player roster is really special with that. We're going to be up against a lot of challenges this year with some really great teams. While we have gotten better, other teams have gotten better as well, and we have to match and really be up for the challenge. And I think that this group is ready for it. They have put in really an exceptional amount of work over the last, summer, last year. And I think that the excitement between our first years coming in and joining this great program, as well as the returners, stepping up to the line, I think has really, really been showcased over the past week, as well as in our scrimmage. We played a really tough and gritty opponent for our scrimmage with Albright. We learned a lot. We were assessing, our formation and our decision making, and really how do we step forward into the season with learning from that scrimmage, which I think is so valuable. So I feel like that really encompasses our preseason. We were able to do such wonderful activities as a unit that, we didn't touch the field hockey field. We played a little pickleball. So I feel like that, really adds an element of fun to it. We attended a Harrisburg Senators baseball game. So it's really, for me, it's the connections that they've built off the field that I think has translated into such wonderful and organic on-field connections. And while it's wonderful that we have the rest of the students back on campus, what is most important for me is that when they show up to practice, they're fully committed and they walk onto the field ready to compete. And I think that they are all really, really excited and pumped up for this season. I can only say that during practice today and over the last, week or so, the energy, just the excitement for game one has been through and through every single day. It has never gone anything short than just pure joy and excitement. So with that, I don't want to drag on too much, because I think we could just talk day and night about the excitement, but Rayanne, I will kind of lead it back to you for kind of continuation.
Sure. Awesome. Thanks, Coach. One of my favorite parts of my job is watching all of our coaches be such strong ambassadors for their programs, and they don't hear that enough. So Coach, you are such a strong ambassador for your program, not only for the program of field hockey, but for women's athletics here at Dickinson. And I am so proud to call you a coworker. But I really want to talk to some of your kids. And your student athletes who are here. So joining us tonight, we have Ella Krenzer and Natalie, whose last name I am definitely not going to pronounce correctly. I am so sorry. So why don't we have the two of you introduce yourselves, what year you are, what you're studying, anything and everything about what you're excited for this season with Dickinson field hockey.
I can go. My name's Ella. I'm a senior on the team. I'm a neuroscience major and I'm from Hanover, Pennsylvania. I'm also involved in the Harris Society, which is a female athletic society here on campus. It's composed of 8 female student athletes, and we really just work together to bring awareness to women in athletics. And we do a lot of events on campus, trying to get a lot of the student body out to support both men's and women's athletics, but just more so bringing more empowering women's athletics. I'm also in Greek life, and I'm most excited for I feel like just playing. Like, I feel like we just came in with like such a good energy this preseason, like from the very beginning, like run tests, like that's usually like a really daunting, scary thing, but like I just feel like everyone was like so prepared and so excited to like show like how hard they worked. And like from that moment forward, like preseason was just, I just feel like we have a really good energy going, and I'm really excited to see where that takes us. So
I'll go. My name's Natalie. I'm a sophomore on the team. I play defense. I'm also a neuroscience major, hoping to throw in a psychology double major, but yeah, we're working on it. I am involved in the academic fraternity after like that gets involved for first year success. So I'm the current president of that. Really excited about that. I'm also involved in Greek life. I also am starting to work in the writing center as a writing assistant and writing tutor. That's just some of the extracurriculars on Dickinson's campus that I'm involved in. But to go back to field hockey, I really have to echo Ella's sentiment of just how excited I am to play. I'm really excited to see everyone come together on the field and have the great chemistry that we've been working to get towards and see our plays kind of pull together like that. I'm really excited for scoring some goals, winning some games. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for introducing yourselves. The more time I spend around Dickinson students, so I've only been at Dickinson for about a year. The more time I spend around Dickinson students, the more I am blown away at, I thought I had good time management skills. Coach, I'm sure you did too when you were a student athlete. And to hear all of the things that these kids are involved in and they still manage to excel at all of them is honestly nothing short of incredible. And I think it's just a testament to you as their coach, but also their work ethic, both in the classroom and on the field hockey field. So this is the fun part of these sessions where we get to just pepper Natalie and Ella with all of the questions in the world, about whether it's about the program, about their experience as a student athlete, about, what their favorite post-practice meal is in the calf, anything. If anybody on the call has any questions for Ella and Natalie, I can break the ice and go first. Does anybody kind of want to jump in?
I like the calf one.
I thought an alum was gonna like
I
that
was like
one.
a calf person. Like I lived off campus when that was a thing, my senior year, and I still had a calf, like the traditional meal plan because I just couldn't give it up. So yeah, that's a great question. What are some like favorite calf, like maybe preseason meals? Because you got to eat a lot during preseason.
I mean, I can talk about first. I know for sure the protein nuggets are a favorite of mine, and I think the whole team really enjoys them. You'll definitely hear chatter from all the girls when it's up on the menu for that night. I actually think tonight they're having butternut squash ravioli, which is a team favorite. So I'm really excited to get to that. What else? I'm a big fan of the broccoli here. I don't know. Ella, you can chime in if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gluten-free, so unfortunately I can't enjoy the veggie protein nuggets, but the calf, honestly, this year I think has really like stepped it up. Like there's this like fresh fruit bar now that has like strawberries, berries, grapes, pineapple, cantaloupe. Like those were things that you could only usually get at breakfast, and usually it was only like the melons, like you didn't have like strawberries and grapes and things like that, so that's been great, especially for preseason. They also have added like this little like chipotle kind of bar, which I go to all the time. It's so good. There's like chicken and like rice, and then they have like all the toppings like guac and cheese, and like that's my go-to because like if you don't like something in the main line, like you can always kind of fall back on that and rely on that. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
So you all just went back to class on Monday. How were your first week of classes, and what is your favorite class that you're taking this semester?
I'll go. Okay. This is a hard choice. It's hard to get a good gauge of what's going to actually end up being my favorite since it's like kind of syllabus week and all we have heard about is like our upcoming assignments. But I definitely say I'm taking a Neuro 200 class, and one of my favorite classes last semester was a Psych 125 class that had to do with both the aspects of like neuroanatomy and then the psychological kind of components that fall along with the physiological aspect. And so this is like a course that's building on top of that. And we heard all about like some really exciting things we're going to be doing in labs with like experimenting, and like today we had our first lab of like doing reaction time, which was cool as a student athlete, seeing if I could actually show off a little bit. I could only on some parts, but it was still a really cool lab. So I think that's probably the course I'm most excited for.
I took that class too, the one that Nat's talking about, and it's a very challenging course, but it's very rewarding in the end. So I would agree. My sophomore year, I would probably say that was one of my favorites too. But currently, I kind of agree. It's kind of hard to tell just with like it only being the first week, but I would say maybe I also have I'm also getting my health study certificate, so I'm in a senior seminar for that. And for that we're doing like a community project, which is something they hadn't really done in the past. So we're partnering with Sadler Health. We're going to be like interviewing them and like just kind of learning the ins and outs of um the healthcare system and like how things are run there and like what they don't like, what they would like to change. So I'm really interested to get that project going. I think it's going to be fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Student athletes, students first. I love that. What was I had another question. Oh, who are you most excited to play this season? Who on your schedule this year just has it coming from Dickinson?
Ursinus.
Ursinus.
That was fast.
I will say
We've never, well, at least from like my time here, like we have never lost to them. And they're a very good, very competitive team, and it's always so close. So I know at least the seniors want to keep that streak going. Like we don't want to leave with a loss from them. So
as a team, it was probably it was one of the first things that was yelled out when we were doing our team goals was to beat the Bears. So it was a sentiment among all.
When I was a player, Ursinus like reigned supreme and like won every single championship every single year, and it was like impossible to beat them. And so when I saw that you guys had beat them, it did my heart so good. It just, the program has gotten so much better since when I was there, and it's great to see that. So I was curious for Coach Hanks. I think when did you join, last year?
I joined August of 2022. So I just came up on my 1 year anniversary of being here.
Yeah, well, congrats. What has been like one of your favorite aspects of Dickinson?
Oh goodness, I would probably say getting to know the students much more on a personal level. I think that coming in at the timing that I did, it was kind of like I said, there was a roller coaster in that we were finding out so much about each other, but it was during the midst of season. So it was almost like it was a train and that we could not stop it. We were like, well, we got to keep going. We don't have anything else to do, but keep going. And so for me, what I really found so amazing was our off-season work that we did as a unit, really getting to know them on much more of a personal level. I feel like even in this call, I'm still learning things about, the various classes they're taking, and, all that they're involved in on campus, I think is so, so incredible because, like Rayanne said, their aspect to, being so diligent with their studies and the work that they do off the field. I mean, it's amazing, truly. Like that is the definition of a student athlete. And so for me to get a sense of all that they aspire, all that they aspire to do after college, I think that for me has been such a wonderful aspect to their to just getting to know them more on a personal level, and then being able to see their growth and development under just a different coaching style, a different coaching unit. We're really, really fortunate to also be we have a full-time assistant that is our first full-time assistant, and so for her to be a part of this program has really been, I think, such a wonderful impact. She is she's, I would say, as cool as a cucumber in terms of her steadiness as a person. So I think it's just being able to dig in with them and kind of see all the aspects of who they are as individual people first, and then being able to support that in all areas, both on and off the field.
Laura, was the field hockey field in its current location when you were a student athlete here?
So when I was there, the Durden Center wasn't there.
Okay.
Our locker room was like trash compared to what it is now, but the field hockey field was like behind where the football field is. So if it's still there, then yes. But like our weight room was the one under the stairs, under the bleachers. There was a weight room in there.
Have you
Um,
seen photos and videos of the inside of the new
I,
Durden Center?
I have been there. I don't know if Charlie and Penner are still there, but they were like the
Charlie just retired, actually.
okay, finally. I thought he would leave when Penner retired, but I worked for them when I was a student. So like I had come back to campus and it gave me a tour at some point.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was one of the things that so I've been at Dickinson for Jen joined last August. Jen joined last August. I came to the college last May. So we were kind of onboarding and learning everything at the same time. And one of the things I was most impressed with Dickinson truly was its facilities. I personally, I'm not an alum. I had a Division II athletic experience and I shared a locker room. That was to come here and see that each sport had their own locker room and to have them look like that and had their own space that they could make home was truly, I think, unique and special. And one of the things that I, thought was the coolest part about Dickinson athletics. So we're actually coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the Durden Center being built, which is in the spring. It'll be officially be 10 years since we built it.
That makes me feel really old. Thank you.
That was not my intention.
I'm just messing with you. Do you guys still do tailgates after the games?
Yeah, those were the best tailgates around, but that's just me. But Ella or Nat, you can speak to that maybe more so.
Yes, the food is always amazing, and like just having everyone's parents there, it's always so fun. Yeah, we really look forward to those.
And you said you were from PA. Nat, where are you from?
I'm also from PA. I'm from
Okay.
a super small farm town, Fleetwood, which is outside of Reading.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's nice when there's so many local people and their parents can come to the games and bring food for everybody.
I feel like we always have a solid crew that show up. I'm really excited because obviously with our opening game happening over Labor Day, it kind of does lend itself to have more support coming in because with an extended vacation already set up, it makes it easier for people to come out. But I feel we arrive anywhere away and we definitely have support. So that is always just so great to see. We have a great even for our scrimmage on Saturday, we had such an awesome turnout. The Carlisle varsity field hockey team came and watched as well. So that was really great to see the local talent come out as well to kind of, see, such a great team on a great surface, competing, at the top level. So that was awesome as well.
Nice.
Okay, so I think maybe my last question for Natalie and Ella is because you're both different classes, so got recruited during different times. Why Dickinson? Why'd you pick Dickinson?
I can go first. It feels like so long ago that I was going through this process. I think for me was just the team culture. I found that wherever I was doing other visits and other overnights, I was constantly comparing everything to Dickinson. And like, it was just like the second you got there, like you could just feel the energy that the team had and just like how close everyone was. Like when we went back to the dorms, like everybody was, hanging out together. Like there weren't like little like cliquey groups, which I feel like sometimes is an issue with women's sports teams. But it was just everyone was so great and so awesome. And also just like all the opportunities here. Like there's so many things that you can like dip your feet in and get involved in, while also still like prioritizing school and athletics. And it was I just constantly was comparing every school to this school. I'm just like, well, must be a sign.
I had a really similar perspective as Ella talked about. I mean, I just like the girls were so supportive as I was going through the process. And I like when I did end up committing, like I got like it's like a flood of text messages all welcoming me to the team. And like since I've been here, that support has only been like shown again and again. So like that was such a huge part of like finding good people who were going to be surrounding me, and not only like just supporting me and showing me like love and respect, but also like pushing me to be better. One thing I really appreciate about Dickinson is that like, as Ella said, there's so many opportunities for you to get involved. And there's so many people on this campus, faculty and students, who are able to push you to new limits. And coming from a small town, I was really looking for like a dynamic that would kind of help me expand my horizons and also like grow as much as possible. And when I was looking at schools, I felt like Dickinson was the one that I was both comfortable and felt at home, but also like I could really grow as a person here.
I love both of those answers, and I think I should have kept our admissions department on this call as well, so they could just record all of that and use it. So Jen, do you have anything you want to add before I kind of wrap us up for the evening and let Natalie get to the calf for veggie protein nuggets? I think that's what no, it's ravioli. It's ravioli that's on the menu tonight, right? Okay.
No, I mean, I really don't have much else to say. Then I'm just so incredibly excited for this group. I'm proud of this group already, and to see what they've accomplished. I mean, the biggest thing for me was to recognize and know that they have already poured their heart and soul into the work that they've done over the summer to prepare for this. And really what the season is just icing on the cake, in terms of being able to see them, really follow through with what they intended, which is just, success on and off the field. So I'm excited to see what comes of this season. I feel that everyone is all on the same page in terms of our goals and our expectations of what we're setting out to do. And with that, I know that they all and we all feel that we're on the right track in terms of what is to come, both from a non-conference and conference perspective. So nothing but excitement coming from our end. I know that we're always so happy to see the support coming from social media and from the cheering fans that we have at our games. I think that really makes all the difference in terms of the team culture and the team morale as we step in up against some really strong opponents. We know that we have hundreds of people backing us up with cheers, which really makes all the world of difference for us.
Awesome. Well, this is the part where I get to tell everybody that this is not the time where the conversation with coach and our student athletes has to end. There are many, many ways to stay engaged and involved and connected to the program. You can follow the team on social. What's Instagram handle is at Dickinson Field Hockey. Yep. At Dickinson Field Hockey on Instagram. The fall schedule is posted online. If you can't make it out to Carlisle, if it's a little bit far of a road trip, you maybe can go see them on the road. Almost all of our games are live streamed, weather pending. If we get hit by a hurricane or a snowstorm, who knows? But most of the games are live streamed, so you should be able to watch them anywhere that you have a smartphone. Follow them on social, come to a game, stay plugged into the program. That is truly the best way to support these kids and their student athlete experience. With my work with the McAndrews Fund, if you're interested in talking about how you can philanthropically support the program with your time, your talent, or your treasure, I'm happy to have those conversations as well. My office is always here to be a resource for anybody who wants to have a deeper relationship with any of these programs, but I know Coach's inbox is also open anytime as well. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who jumped on the call with us tonight. Please join me, or join maybe not Coach because she'll be a little busy, but come out to a game this season, cheer these kids on, and I wish you all nothing but the best of luck in your upcoming season. Perfect. Thank you all so much. I will see you all soon. Have a great rest of your night.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.